In this video, we're going to take the major scale grid and take it from blank to filled in so that you can have all 12 major scales that you can learn and play on any instrument. We're going to also need this thing called the circle of fourths. Now, you can find all three of these as free PDF documents on my website, which is www.basicband.info, and you can also check the description of this video to get a link to it. Now, first things first, we need the musical alphabet. The musical alphabet is simply the letters A through G in order that repeat over and over and over again. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then after G, we go back to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, over and over and over and over again. To start, we're just going to focus on starting at the beginning of the alphabet, A, and go all the way until we get to that beginning of the alphabet again, G, back to A. Okay, so we can do this starting on any letter. Let's pretend like we're going to start on D. So we have D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Okay, there's one version of a scale. We could try it again. Let's say we'll start it on F. We have F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, so on and so forth. It's good practice to be able to say forwards and backwards the whole musical alphabet starting on any letter. Let's do one more. We'll do C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then practice it backwards. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. So on and so forth. Okay? So now we're going to look at the circle of fourths. And we're going to notice we're going to have it off to the side while we look at our scale grid. Now, at the very top of the scale grid, we're going to add in the C major scale, which just happens to be all of the letters starting and ending on C. Now, we know from looking at the circle of fourths, C is right at the top with a 0, which tells us there's 0 sharps and 0 flats. That's how we get the C major scale with no sharps and no flats. Boom, nice and simple. As we move clockwise through this circle, we see we're now going to try to do the F major scale, and it has 1 flat in it. So the first step for that is to start the scale with the letter F. After that, the next step will always be to finish writing the musical alphabet, just the letters, and you know that we do it right if you end on the letter F, which is where we began. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Now, we know from that circle that one of these letters has to become a flat. And the rule by using the circle of fourths for now is that the fourth letter of the scale is going to become the flat note. So in this case, it's B. B is going to become B flat. Boom, there's how we get the F major scale. Looking back at our circle of fourths, we now are going to move to the B flat major scale and see that it has 2 flats in it. So next step, we're going to start by writing the first note of the scale, B flat, and then all we're going to do is write the rest of the musical alphabet letters all the way through the alphabet, double checking to make sure we don't skip any letters until we end on B, which we're going to call B flat because a scale always ends the same way it begins. Then, by our rules, we're going to again look at the fourth note of the scale, the fourth letter, and this scale is E, which means we're now going to turn that flat to become E flat. And that's how we get the 2 flats that are in the B flat scale. Moving on through our circle, the next one tells us it's E flat, so we're going to again start with an E flat, and then write the musical alphabet letters only until we get to E, which will make E flat again. And then what we're going to do is look in the scale above the one that we just did and find all of the flat notes. So we have an E flat in that last scale as well as a B flat. And what we're going to do is carry those flats down to this scale. And that gives us still 2 flats. And then we're going to do that last rule where we find the fourth note of the scale. In this case, it's A. And we're going to make it an A flat. And boom, there's how we get the 3 flats for the E flat major scale. This process is going to be exactly the same for all of the other flat scales, which means the next one in the circle is A flat. We're going to write it, then continue writing the musical alphabet letters. Now look in the scale above it, find all of the flat notes that we have, E flat, A flat, B flat, make those same letters flat in this scale and carry them down. And then finally, we need to add our new one, which is again the fourth letter, the fourth note of this scale. In that case, it's D flat, and boom, there's how we get the 4 flats. Now, just in case you're wondering, if you notice that there's 5 flats, we have A flat at the beginning and A flat again at the end. We're only going to count that as 1. So if A flat can only be one of our flat notes, no matter how many times it appears, so A flat, B flat, D flat, E flat, there's your 4 flats for this scale. Using that circle of fourths, you can continue writing all of the flat scales through the G flat scale until you wind up with a mostly complete major scale grid. Look at the next video and we'll start to look at the bottom part of the scale grid to get all of the sharps. Thanks for watching.